What's up guys, it's Tom from Java Buckets and I'm giving you a Minecraft modding tutorial for beginners. Now this is part 3, no 4 I believe, or part 3 section 2 or something. This is part 2 of the block tutorial, which is yeah, this was part 4. And in the last tutorial I declared the block in the mod underscore file. So if you don't know what all this code is, watch my previous tutorial because it explains all this crap. So what you want to do is you can do two stuff. You can highlight this one, make a new file and call it what you typed there, or you can just, if you're lazy, hover over this and press the create class and it will do the source folder for you, the package and the name. So just hit finish. Now as you can see, you got this file, which is as this file were in the story. Now, what you want to do is you actually want to extend something again, like you did here. You extended the base mod. Now here you just want to extend the block file. So because it's the block, so it's just going to extend this block. And what you want to do is you can do public, or you can do a protected. Now, public means that if you do public now, other files except this one can use this file. Now if you do protected, others can't. So as this is the only block, so what I mean is that if I make another public static final block and I also make that a new block modium, I'm pretty sure that means then I can't because it's a protected. So I'm gonna do this public just because I always do that, so I'm sure that I don't get an error. So I'm gonna do public block modium. This has to be the same as this one, and you want to do brackets, and you do want to do int power1. So you're making some integers. You can actually just do int I, int j, but as Minecraft is using parameters for power1 and power2, I'm gonna do that too. So you go on the next line, open some more curly brackets, and put super part 1, part 2, and material dot. When you put the dot, there will come a list of whatever you want to choose. So in this case, I'm gonna use iron, and you want to end the line off with a semicolon. Now we're gonna do some methods for this block because right now the blocks didn't drop anything or something. So we're gonna do public int quantity drop int part1, or I'm just gonna do 3. I could do 1 or 1 to 2. I'll put some more curly brackets and I'm gonna return something. So I'm just gonna return 1 because I'm gonna drop 1 block. And I want to add another method called public int id dropped integer part4. I could just do 1 or 2 or 3. Doesn't matter. You can use the same one, but just not in the same method. So I could use 1 in all these. But here I had to do part1 and something else here. And that is going to return mod underscore modium dot modium block dot block ID. Now there are different stuff you can do. I'm just gonna explain all. Instead of doing this, I could do block dot, and then you come up with a list with every block in Minecraft. So if I wanted to drop or redstone, it will give me an error because I have to add this last thing called block ID because it's a block. If I were doing this with an item, I would do something else, like item dot bed dot shifted index. That's for an item. So that's how you do that. Just quick, and yeah. So I'm just gonna right now. It's gonna drop the modium block, so it's gonna drop itself, and it's only gonna drop 1. Now I'm gonna make um an Modium gem, which will be dropped from the block. No, actually, it's not gonna be dropped. The block is gonna drop the block, but I'm gonna make an ore too in the tutorial about how to make ores, where it will drop the gem, which I also will make a tutorial of. That's gonna be the items tutorial, and yeah, so that's gonna be pretty cool. So this is basically how you set up the file. Now what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna make a texture. So what you open Paint.net, GIMP. I should also have Photoshop, but I'm not just gonna use Paint because it's simple. So you want to do it 16 by 16. Then you want to get this little box, just scroll in. You know, here you can just hold Control and then scroll in. So you want to fill all this out. Oh, sorry. You want to fill all this out because else your block is going to be like an X-ray block, and we don't want that. So I'm going to make a texture. Now I'm going to make this like a cheaty, kind of cheaty way, because I'm going to do apple. I'm going to save this picture on my desktop, and you have to watch my magic. So this is basically how I kind of make textures. Well, because Josh is like the pro at making textures, and I'm like not. There we go. Oh, I actually just selected 16 by 16. I was pretty lucky. So this is how I will make my texture. I can actually just adjust the hue saturation. That looks cool. Okay. I'm gonna make this texture. So I'm gonna save this and call this Modium block for PNG. It has to be exactly sorry. It has to be the exact same thing as of what you put it. It wouldn't does that. It's pretty weird. Oh, well, you put it here. To be sure, I'm just gonna copy this. Rename, Control A, Control B. Delete that. There we go. And I'm gonna make a folder called textures. Put this in there. And where you store your textures is if you go to your MCP, which I funny and weird enough named ZPGUI, so I don't know why. You go to your Eclipse folder, client, bin, and put the folder in here. So I actually already have a folder called textures, and I have a block. So I'm actually just gonna move that in there. Well, that's weird, but that's how you do it. Now, if I run this, hopefully it wouldn't crash. It does. I think the texture was stored in the wrong place or something. Okay, no. What? Okay, I have to read this. Someone is adding the block Modium. What? What have I done? I don't really see what I've done. Hang on, guys. I will be back, and then I tell you what I have done wrong. See you then. Okay, I'm back. This won't give you an error because what I did is that I actually had another mod loaded here called mod_UI, and I just delete the files from there, so it will not give you an error when you're modding. But if it does, send a message or something, it will work. So I'm gonna. Oh, I know why now. Because in the mod_GUI, the block ID was also 200, so that's why it crashed. Oh, I see. So yeah, don't make the ID the same. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new world. I'm gonna make it creative because we added our blocks to the creative menu, and you guys can see that a block is added. But already, oh yes, I can actually show you that the block will drop itself. So if we go to the tab block, which is called building blocks, you can see our modding block is here, and it looks quite epic. Well, at least a little bit. It actually looks pretty unnice because of this side is not like that side. So yeah, I'm probably gonna fix that or not. So that's it, guys, for the block tutorial. Now, in the next tutorial, I will be showing you how to add recipes or crafting recipes for your block, for your items and everything. So that can be fun. And yeah, so I see you guys in the next tutorial. And Thom here, lead programmer and lead modder of Java Pockets. And as many people will say, bid you all farewell.